Hello, Vero Beach, and welcome to another episode of the Yappy Hour Show HD, now in video and viewable. So we are here with the beautiful Fraea from the Florida Veterinary League, and she's going to be telling us all about flea problems.
Hello, Martin. How are you?
Now, I'm telling you, I'm great. This is such a good day. I love being in different locations and recording. And
it is nice. It's beautiful stuff in here, too.
Isn't this nice yet?
So
now, fleas. What do we
Tics,
do?
Heartworms. Those are your trifecta
Fleas,
of
heartworms, and ticks are the biggest problems we have here.
Yes, they are. We've got lots of products. I would definitely advise going to your veterinarian for any questions or concerns. First and foremost, with all dogs in the state of Florida, pretty much anywhere else as well, you should keep your dog on a heartworm prevention. We've got a couple of them here for you. Sentinel, Trifexis, and Advantage Multi.
So those take care of heartworms and fleas?
Mm-hmm. Those are combination products. They all work a little differently. There's two of them that are tablets, one of them that's a topical. I personally use the Sentinel because I don't have a flea issue. The way Sentinel works is it's got a product in it called Lavander that's going to take care of your flea, eggs, and larval stages, as well as your heartworms and your intestinal parasites. Great all-around product if you have no flea issue, no tick issue, just house dogs that don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what mine are. I work a lot of hours, so they don't get to go as many places as I'd like.
So now, if you've got a product like that, your dog could get fleas, but it wouldn't kill the fleas.
It's not going to kill the adult fleas, but it is going to stop them from reproducing. That's where you have the biggest problem.
Right.
Fleas, one adult flea, female, can lay up to 50 eggs in one 24-hour period. That's where you're going to get the issues. When your pet or your dog is on Sentinel, all of those eggs will die. They will never be able to hatch and become adult fleas.
Does anyone ever figure out what the life cycle of a flea is?
In ideal laboratory settings, it's about 30 to 90 days. We don't live in ideal laboratory settings, so it's usually a few weeks, and the dog would eat it.
The flea?
Yes, the dog will eat it.
Isn't that how they get tapeworms too?
They can get tapeworms from fleas. Now, if you have a large flea population or adult fleas, I wouldn't recommend Sentinel unless you're using a secondary product. What I do is if I notice a few fleas on my dogs, I give them a dose of NexGard. NexGard is a chewable, works for 30 days. It takes care of your fleas and ticks. It's going to kill any adult flea, it's going to kill all the ticks. You may need to do that once every few months if you're on Sentinel, or you could do it once a month with your Sentinel product, and then you would get every life stage of the flea.
So we have to say, though, that you have to talk to your vet because not every product
is right for your pet.
Well, is right for your dog, but you can't mix them up all the time.
Correct. Now, NexGard is one that can be combined with just about any product, but it'll be up to you and your veterinarian as far as when you want to combine them. You may want to wait a few days, you may want to wait 2 weeks and alternate every 2 weeks giving a product.
Sure.
If you're not having a flea issue, Sentinel is great. You can always combine it with NexGard. If you're having a flea issue, usually it takes anywhere from 1 to 3 months to eradicate that adult flea population. Trifexis is a really good choice for that because the way that one works has the exact same heartworm and intestinal parasite prevention as in your Sentinel, but it has a different flea prevention. It's going to kill only the adult fleas, but it's going to do it quickly, within 30 minutes of the flea biting your dog. Very rapid kill, which makes it so that they cannot reproduce. Then, those are your orals. Those are the ones the dog will eat. Next, we have our topicals. We have a variety at our clinic. I just brought one. This is Advantage Multi. This one's going to do intestinal parasites, fleas, and heartworms. Doesn't do anything for ticks. Ticks are an interesting issue, though. You could have one house infested, the next door house would have none. So I usually recommend...
Some communities
Exactly.
I was with my friends out west of town, and they were having a horrible tick problem, and we were just outside talking. I was leaving.
Sure.
there were a couple ticks
Oh.
walking across the
That's
driveway.
horrible.
And I was like, oh my God, I've never seen a tick just go out for a walk
You
before.
know, we have had some dogs infested with ticks where once they leave our exam room, we see ticks crawling up the walls.
Oh,
And it's
same thing.
it is just awful.
Same thing at Blue Ribbon. Blue Ribbon grooming, we do so much of that. And luckily, we don't see it too often, but in our case, literally, we'll have them in a little house
Sure.
after we're treating them, because, there's only so much you can treat them with.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing's going to kill the ticks right away. And we have a moat of flea product around it.
Going back to medieval times with
Back
the
in
moat.
medieval times, trust me. Sometimes you'll see them, they'll get a little straw and they'll knock it over the thing so they can. No,
Oh no, they're that intelligent. I don't want to come anywhere near those.
But no, it's crazy. And sometimes people don't even realize they have a problem
They
until
don't.
it's a big problem.
And the other problem with ticks is there's so many species that some are smaller than fleas,
Yep.
and they're very hard to see.
Grains of sand,
Mhm.
you don't see them until they start filling up with blood like little balloons.
Oh, they're awful.
We call them seed ticks. I don't know what everybody else
That's the
calls them.
common name. We call them that as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We see those, and you're never going to be able to pick them off. They're too small.
Oh, no.
So NexGard would be a great product because it's chewable. You can't wash it off. It's going to last for 30 days, and it's going to kill all of those.
And it's going to kill the ticks,
It's going
too.
to kill them.
See, I'm learning stuff here, too, because products come on the market so fast and so often. I'm in the old habit of using Advantix. I know we all used to use Frontline.
Frontline Plus.
Across the line,
you know,
Frontline seemed to kind of like,
It's another good alternative if your dog can't take the oral medications. We carry that as well. Frontline Plus and Advantage are both over-the-counter products. We carry them. You don't have to have a doctor-patient relationship in the state of Florida for over-the-counter products.
right.
Which means you could walk in off the street, purchase that, and it's going to help. It just is not as effective because it's stored in the oil glands, and if your dog is bathed, swims, it can lessen the effects.
Right.
It
It's
also can take up to 12 hours or so to start killing anything.
At least, and, in swimming pools, even
This
with
is Florida.
today's, bromine in saltwater pools,
Mhm.
it's so washed off. At Blue Ribbon, we use non-detergent shampoos.
Which is best.
It helps.
It does. It helps. It's not ideal because anytime the dog gets wet, it's going to wash some of that oil out of the skin, and that's
Sure.
what's holding the product in the glands.
Yeah, absolutely. And now with these other products, and chewable, and the dogs seem to like them, do they come in different flavors, or?
There's only one flavor. Each company comes up with a
This-
flavor.
Right, this one, no, which
Now-
one was it?
Probably the trifexis or...
This one obviously tastes like a little kid.
No, it
They
does not.
don't have like a chicken or
No,
beef
it does
or-
not taste like a child. It is, I believe this one is a pork flavor. This one is interesting too because if your dog has food allergies, you can wash off the coating. They're sealed. You can wash off the coating and give it to your pet, and then that avoids a reaction with the flavorings for food allergies. The NexGard is actually an imitation, I believe, pork flavor as well, and so it's okay for food allergy dogs.
Was
It's a
pork on
soy
special
base.
this month or something? That everything's
guess they
pork.
think
I've
dogs
never
like
seen
pork.
anything pork flavored before in my life.
The trifexis, I think, is actually a beef flavor, but it doesn't taste as good. I did find if you open up that package, let it air out for 24 hours, it helps immensely. The flea prevention aspect called spinosad is actually made from a naturally occurring bacteria, so it has a strong odor.
Oh, right.
It just smells horrible. Most dogs have an issue eating it.
Now, one of the habits that I always get into, and probably a lot of people do, is we're
Sure.
always talking about dogs, flea prevention, everything. We're always talking about dogs, but I noticed
Cats.
that Advantage is for cats also.
Yes, Advantage Multi and Revolution are two products. They're both topical, they're both for cats, and they both prevent heartworm disease, intestinal parasites, mites, cats can get ear mites, as well as flea prevention. It's a great all-around product for your cats. The difference in cats and dogs with heartworm prevention is that in cats, it's really a lung disease, And there's no treatment,
Really?
not in cats. We can test for heartworms, but we don't typically do that because there's no treatment. We try to keep our furry friends, cats and dogs, on that heartworm prevention is really the best course of action.
See, again, I learned something new every day. I didn't even realize that cats got,
Absolutely.
heartworms and such like that. Do they still use ivermectin?
They do in dogs. It's still part of the heartworm prevention. HeartGuard, Iverheart, Max. There's a few other ones out there that are ivermectin based. The difference between ivermectin based heartworm preventions and then the ones that I brought, which have milbemycin. Sorry, I know all the technical words. Milbemycin, as in these products, stays in the system active for about 30 days. Ivermectin is only about 24 hours.
Right.
Similar to a monthly deworming. In essence, it's working backwards. Anything that animal's been exposed to in the last 30 days, it's going to kill it. With the other products, it continuously works for 30 days, so it works forward.
Yeah. You don't want your dog to have anything anytime.
Different ways of treating it.
Wow.
All very good products. The most important thing is just keep your pet on a monthly heartworm prevention. Keep in mind fleas and ticks are out there. If you need the preventions, keep them on it. Don't skip months. That's when you run into problems.
Absolutely. And remember too, folks, that when you have, a dog, if you've got a new dog, don't just give them your other dog's flea or heartworm, especially anything with heartworm in it.
That's the big issue.
And people tell us why.
Because if
That's
your
so
pet
important.
has heartworm disease and you're not aware of it, when you give one of these products, it can do a rapid kill of those adult heartworms. Pieces of those worms can break off from the heart, form blood clots, and your pet can die.
It'll just clog up those arteries and...
Very dangerous.
Wow.
Always have your pet tested first. If they're testing negative for heartworms, you should be safe to start a prevention. Always discuss any new medications with your veterinarian, though. At Florida Veterinary League, we have a variety of doctors. They all can help you with that, as well as any of our technicians can discuss it.
And also, if you forgot to give your pet its heartworm medicine for 3, 4, 5 months, maybe?
Probably best to have them checked, although it can take up to 6 months for your pet to test positive. What we typically do is if it's been a month or two, most doctors will have you just start back on it, and then 6 months from that first missed date, they'll have you retest. It gets to be a bit complicated. The heartworm life cycle is very complicated, and there are only certain aspects or certain parts of that life cycle that our preventions cover.
And there are treatments for it, and your pet can be saved in most instances, depending how advanced the heartworm disease is. But now, we can get all these products, prescriptions, all that stuff. Tell us about the pharmacy you all have at Florida Vet League.
We have a separate entrance. You can walk on in and avoid all the confusion at the front desk. Gets a little crazy up there with all of our incoming and outgoing patients.
And you can call ahead and they can have it waiting for you.
Absolutely.
Prescriptions, diet needs.
Any kind of foods, any kind of prescriptions, call ahead, we'll get it ready. You can pop in, any of the technicians in the pharmacy can get you checked out, answer any questions, and really it's so much more peaceful than that front desk.
Fraea, thank you so much for coming in. I learned a lot today. I hope you all did too. This is Martin Lavender, Vero's host with the Happy Hour Yappy Hour Show HD.
You cherish your pets and know they deserve the most experienced and compassionate care possible. Here at Florida Veterinary League, we provide an affordable range of pet care, from traditional and alternative treatments, orthopedic surgery, to wellness and dental care. And our convenient pharmacy entrance makes it easy for you to pop in for your pet's medicine and nutritional supplies. Florida Veterinary League. High quality, affordable care to keep your family's pet happy and healthy.